mystical Ariel here to shake the matrix, expand our minds, and make us all think. Do what I typically like to do, shake everything a little bit, give you guys some thinking, some things to take on forward. So, we're going to talk about some major things here today. Hello, Zena. So, welcome and thankful for being here. If you're watching it this morning and they're watching it live, hello, welcome, glad you're here. If you are watching this later on, welcome here. But make sure you do one thing before you do anything. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and let's get ready to sit down and join this journey. So the Great Deception. For too long we've been taught to see certain ways of being, as broken, disorders to fix, problems to manage, defects to hide. But what if the whole story is upside down? What if things that we've been taught are disorders or just things that didn't fit into this programming societal system? But they're actually gifts and abilities when it really comes down to the real situation that we're in. Have you ever noticed that there's been a rise of specific types of conditions in this season, and yet there's also been a rise of an awakening? So maybe they're not quite what we thought they were. Maybe what some have taught us as disorders are gifts and abilities that we've been long forgetting about. So, what if the whole story has been upside down this whole time? What if ADHD, autism, OCD, sensory sensitivities, and other so-called conditions, what if they're not mistakes at all, but evolutionary gifts, ways of being for which our culture simply has no container yet for, but didn't know what to do. They didn't fit the box that they molded. See, we're waking up to a different story now, aren't we all? As global consciousness shifts, more people are recognizing that these traits are expressions of expanded awareness, heightened sensitivities, advanced processing, and perception that moves beyond linear rules. You see, today we reclaim those truths, and we're going to look into them deeper. So take a moment with me. How's it going? Look, Bryce. Bryce, you're probably on the wrong channel, dude. That's the most ridiculous question. It has nothing to do with awakening right now. So anyways, let's get into what we're really here about, dude. So you've likely noticed, it's kind of funny actually, a subtle change in the air. A pull towards solitude, new priorities, or shrinking interests in things that used to matter. This is not numbness or withdrawal. It's a recalibration. You are holding memory. You are remembering your original design. You see, there's also a biological component. Your body is electrical. Your nervous system hums and with currents. Your heart creates an electromagnetic field, and the planet owns frequencies are shifting. Sensitive people feel their changes in their bodies, right? You are not imagining this, by the way. You're built to sense these things. You're built to sense them, and it's important. So, to you awakened ones, you are not broken. The traits that, were framed as problems are actually your greatest strengths. So, think about that. There's things that we were taught, people, that are actually our strengths. They're not our weaknesses. Okay, so I'm not going to be giving any attention to this stuff that doesn't make any sense, dude. We're going to give you a little bit of time to rethink some of your questions, and there you go. Anyways, let's get right into this. People are hilarious. Okay, I want to name these gifts probably plainly so that we actually understand. I want people to actually claim back their gifts, not romanticize pain, but to reframe capacity. I'll walk through a few archetypes and types and the strengths that we live there, okay? So let's go on to ADHD and ADD. Let's hit on to those, the frequency scanners and reality shifters. I have a couple sons that have this, and what they actually call inability to focus is often selective attention mastering. They're mastered to a high degree, actually. And when you care, you enter a state of hyper-focus that border a mystical. Your mind can scan many realities at once, parallel processing and pattern seeing others miss. You feel electromagnetic changes in your body and you sense time is fluid. Your emotional insensitivity is often empathetic overflow. These are tools for vision and invention. And when used properly, man, you guys are geniuses beyond, and wow. Let's go into some autism. The deep processors and system seers. What labeled as social deficient is the actual depth processing. You see systems and patterns. You sense truth beneath appearances and communication authentically. Sensory sensitivity is a finely tuned antenna. You pick up nuance and environmental shifts that become early warnings. Your focused interests are the seeds of mastery and innovation. We need you. We really do. So thank you for what you've done. It's like just amazing. Let's get to those of you that actually do matter here. I see. Lord. Oh my goodness, dude. Some people like to think your strengths are a weakness. I know some people like to do that. You're right. So, what's framed as compulsions are sometimes actually instinctive rituals that protect and purify. You see, your sense of contamination, energetic and otherwise, and your drive towards order is a spiritual form of discernment. Those intrusions, those images, they can be a shadow material surfacing to be processed and transmuted. So what about the highly sensitive, the HSP person, sensitive to light, to sound, and social climates? It's not weakness. It's environmental and emotional intelligence. You read atmospheres, notice beauty, and translate subtle experiences into art and meaning. You're an early warning system for relational and collective dynamics. What about these learning deficiencies, the multidimensional thinker? They studied you in school. They took you into special classes. They were studying you. You had difficulty with linear school tasks and hide spatial, visual, and gestural intelligence. You think in dimensional. You see the forest and the map at the same time. When standard approaches fail, you invent new ones. Thank you. You're amazing. The control system, why they want you to believe you're broken. This is where the system gets involved and diagnoses, categorizes, and profits-driven medicine can turn natural variations into lifelong customers. They profit off you. Schools built for single-focus learning. Pathology's divergence, the result you learn to trust your own. Experience, you get fragmented from communities that would hold you and your gifts are suppressed. There are deeper functions to this. Preventing mass awakening. If many people, are empathic, sorry, I can't speak. The cat's got my dang tongue. But if more people are empathic, intuitive, or able to access non-ordinary states, a lot of power structures are threatened by that. You know that, right? And so they drug you down. Labeling and medication create doubt and dampen collective capacity. I mean, that's why your remembering your remembering is political as well, and becoming it loosens system that rely on people staying small. This ancient wisdom of recognizing of the gifts. This isn't just a New Age speaks. Shamanic cultures and agnostic texts have always held a different lens. Shamans, the sensitive, the vision seekers, the ones who move between worlds often, ones who people in a modern system labeled ill were actually the healers and the mediators of their villages. Do you guys know that a major psychologist came from Africa and was appalled that they had half the shamans in the psych ward? He's like, what the heck are you doing? These are the people we take into nature so that they tell us what's going on. And you're drugging them and locking them up. See, the ancient sage wrote about people who possess direct knowing. And these resist material programming and carry the divine spark. The stories we now call myth are actually record of keeping of people like you. Who in your families felt this way? Put your hand up. I can't see anyway. But let's be practical. Your body is an electrical magnetic system, nerve, impulse, heart, field, DNA structures, and they all interact with the environment. Research shows that some people are geomagnetically sensitive, respond to solar events, and feel artificial EMFs in the environment. Your sensitivity is often bioelectrical awareness. You're gifted. The Kundalini chakra activation, the Kundalini is like an electrical sensation. Many traditions describe exactly what people report today. This is a meeting place. Modern science and ancient wisdom describe one phenomenon from different languages. Practical integration, living your truth. So what do we do with this reframing? We build containers. Design your environment. Tune light, sound, layout, and even electromagnetic load to support your nervous system. Respect your rhythms. Move away from forcing artificial schedules towards natural cycles. Give yourself filled freedom. Build community. Create your group and celebrate. Not punish. Different practices, adaptation, movement, or walking, meditation for ADHD brains, systematic visual practices for autistic minds, ritual clearing for OCD type, protectors and grounding and boundary work for HSPs, learn energy tools, breath work, gentle energy practices, nature immersions to work with your electrical sensations. Instead of shutting down, bring it up. Mirror work, reclaiming your authentic self. See, many of you have learned to mask, to perform, normalcy, to survive. Masking is a trauma response, by the way. Hi, everybody. Did you know that? Healing begins with gentle mirror work. Noticing how you hide, naming the shame, and practicing small acts of authenticity. Shadow integrations help you too. Something to gifts we project onto others are our own abilities waiting to be reclaimed. I have OCD and it's a byproduct of being raised Catholic. Dude, no, you're gifted beyond. And we call it, let's put it into alphabetical order, DCO. Or CDO. That's what I got it wrong. Sorry, CDO. Did you get that one? We like order. Do you know what? You're needed. My husband, my ex-husband, he's passed away now. And he was so OCD. My friends used to come in and move things in the house Just see how many seconds it would take for the man to notice it. But you want to know something? He noticed everything. He noticed when anything was off. He was very aware. That's a gift. Let's break these generation patterns by practicing new ways of healing and teaching the next generation what difference is dignity, not defect. See, your season of remembering, you are not awakening to something new. You are awakening as something. Your ADHD is not attention deficient. It is multi-dimensional scanning. Your autism is not simply social impairment. It's deep processing and truth detection. Your OCD is a sacred protection system. Your sensitivity is a sophisticated monitoring. Your learning differences are alternative intelligence. So stop squeezing into boxes that were never made for you. Build the system that can hold your gifts. Start creating communities and practice and live that celebration, your design. Because you're not broken, people. You never were. So welcome home. Sit quietly. Do that sometime. I encourage you tonight to sit quietly tonight, to find a corner for just 8 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. And I want you guys tonight to place a hand on your chest, and I want you to breathe slowly, and I want you to feel that electrical sensation or energy movement instead of resisting. I want you to breathe into it with curiosity and name what you feel. That warmth, the tingling, the expansion, the alertness, and offer gratitude for your beautiful gifts. Thank you yourself. Say, thank you for showing me the capacity of what I am. Finish with grounding and feel your feet on the ground and imagine the roots and breathe into your belly. And tomorrow, what we're going to do is we're going to explore how gifts serve the collective. We're going to dive deeper into consciousness, science, and practice intangible techniques to step into your power. All right? Just remember that. You guys are amazing. All right? Much love, you guys. If you have any comments, questions that actually have to do with what we're discussing, please feel free to leave them. Wow. Thank you guys for being on here today. And may you all have a blessed day. You guys make sure you do one thing towards your dreams every single day. It brings you one step closer. Make sure you recognize you are valuable and you matter and you're all unique puzzle pieces, a part of this ultimate puzzle of the cosmos. Peace and love. We'll see you guys next time. And you're welcome, Sandra. You're welcome. Thank you for joining. Much love to you guys all. Please subscribe. Please share this with someone. We all know there is definitely a lot of people out there that need to hear this. Let's get this out. Let's get this out. Let's get this out. People need to know they're not broken. They need to know. You know what I want to do this winter? Because I'm going to be out where it's always summer and warm. As I want to get people to come out and camp and come and hang out. And just us sit through this stuff and go deeper together. Have some campfires together. We'll take some little donations, do some potlucks and stuff like that, guys. What do you guys think? We might put on some events like that going on this beautiful freaking winter. So all you that are in winter places could get away. All right. Because we're going to, I'm going to be in places where we'll be okay. All right. So make sure you guys always do something towards your dreams every single day. Make sure you always recognize how valuable and you matter. You're all unique puzzle pieces, a part of the ultimate puzzle of the cosmos. We are that one cosmos, and we love you and peace. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy Monday.